welcome to What If's first video. I would apologize for the quality, but honestly, I don't expect it to improve. Today's video is my description of how pineapples were created, otherwise known as ants partying and pineapple. So, pineapples just came to be due to ants partying, or maybe just Dave pimping is the better description. Dave was a chaotic creature. He was so chaotic that he worked instead of droning on and on.
Dave, you're embarrassing yourself. It's not my fault you can't handle all this.
As you can see, Dave is the color of a perfectly golden pineapple. A pineapple that is ripe enough to take a big, juicy... Wait, that's not the story.
Dave, we aren't even at the party yet. I am the party.
The truth is, Dave is pining after Apple. And, well, I know something that Dave doesn't.
I cannot believe you draw the line at cursing. You, of all people. Stop being so effing judgy, Apple. Some of us have morals.
There's something that Apple and I know is ultimately what led to the creation of pineapples. That and Dave pining. Well, I guess Dave's pining carried the bulk of the issue. But Apple does have powers they don't really use for anything. I don't know. I just wanted that to be known. Now, something Apple doesn't know that Dave and I do is that Dave hates dancing in front of ants he thinks will judge him. He acts like his full self in front of Apple because, for all their attitude, he knows they love him too. Apple cares for Dave a lot, but Apple is also a firm believer in not changing the future. They're a seer who knows something bad, something Dave is coming for them.
Never mind. What I really can't believe is that you think you have morals. Hey!
Dave doesn't know that he will hurt Apple. All he knows is his pining and social anxiety. He only threw this party since he knew Apple would get worried he was too isolated if Dave didn't do something with their ants.
You're the one over here strutting your stuff, Dave. And I'm sensing it up. Thank you.
Dave's pining is extreme, even to the extent of making sure Apple will not be overly worried. Dave loves them so much.
Whatever. Can we go to the party already? If we have to.
Dave's social anxiety is so bad that Apple is actually worried about him throwing a party. They know Dave, for all his shamelessness around them, hates big social situations. They're even being nicer to Dave than they usually would.
Dave, it's your party. All we're doing is walking downstairs. It'll be fine. Fine.
That's why Apple, although exasperated by Dave's behavior and aware that their bad fate will come to light, puts up with his extreme behavior.
Apple, hide me. Dave, please.
They even agree to hide him in a random chest one of his invitees brought to the party, even though it's his party. And quite frankly, Apple doesn't want to be there if Dave isn't.
Oh, look at that. Just close the chest for me, please. Fine. You're lucky I like you.
Apple calls the room to attention, hoping to distract the other partygoers from Dave's disappearance. But Apple doesn't remember the absolute chaos Dave never fails to cause.
Attention, Dave's party guests.
Apple takes over Dave's role as host, something that is unknowingly accepted as all of the guests already think that Apple and Dave are dating. Apple is honestly just trying to end the party, even though it has only been about an hour.
I would like to thank you all for attending Dave's party tonight.
Apple continues their speech. Here's the thing. The audience and I both know that something is coming. Apple knows that something is coming. Dave knows that something is coming. But Dave thinks something good is coming. Poor Dave.
Secondly, I would like to highlight
Dave created something in the chest. Something I would assume to be a monstrosity if I didn't write this story myself. Thankfully, it's just I suppose it hasn't been named yet. Let's just wait a minute.
Apple. I made something from lemonade and oranges. It tastes delicious. Ah!
Apple dies due to the impact of being thrown off a wooden chest and sent flying. They were always an especially weak ant. So when Dave calls for them, Apple is nowhere to be found. Until Dave turns around.
Apple?
Dave grieves his love, whom he cried for days. He grieves the pining he was able to do when they were alive. Mostly, Dave just grieves the loss of Apple in his life.
Why?
In his grief, Dave named the pineapple after his love for Apple. And so exists my theory on how pineapples were created and named. They even bite at you like Apple's Jeff bit at Dave until he died and met them again in Ant Death. The end.
I'm so sorry, Apple. I promise I will honor your memory with what I made.